Welcome to 15K Plus Random Movie Reviews, where we take random movies from Metacritic's 15K Plus movies to randomly watch, whether we like it or not. Hello and welcome to episode 33 of 15K Plus Random Movie Reviews. This is Colin.
And this is Niall.
And this is random movie number 8623, Crooked House from 2017. Metascore of 59, user score of 5.8, so users and critics in agreement there. Runs for an hour and 55 minutes. It had a budget of 10 million. I don't know how much it made. So, who knows?
Yeah, completely under the radar. I'd never heard of it before. And it's an Agatha Christie movie, so you would usually expect to at least hear about it. But yeah.
Well, I never heard of this book. This book, like obviously we know of the major ones, you know.
It's a dark one for Miss Christie, isn't it?
She has a tendency to go for the bizarre solution.
Yeah.
That's her style, and I semi sort of predicted it when one character said something at the start of the movie, and it was like, oh yeah, you're the killer, aren't you? But then you go through a couple of twists and turns near the end.
Yeah,
as well.
and she keeps you guessing. That's standard fare for Miss Christie. You know, to start off with, oh, it's obviously blah, and then you're like, oh, I don't know, and you're like, oh yeah, it is blah.
Yeah, yeah.
I found it a bit harder this time because trying to think about production and acting and all this crap, and trying to figure out who's actually done the killing. You're like, oh crap.
Yeah. Directed by Gilles Paquet-Brenner, French dude with French movies, hasn't done a lot of reputable English talkies, as you like to call them.
I do like that.
Julian Fallows is one of the writers, and you can predictably tell that he wrote lots of episodes of Downton Abbey, and
it feels a bit like that at times.
Yeah, and he won an Oscar.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he won an Oscar for Gosford Park back in the day, writing that. Yeah, the film score got a couple of awards from just random movie festival type things. Hugo de Char was the composer. I didn't really notice the score, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't see where it would have gotten an award from. Like, there was a couple of scenes at clubs and nightclubs and rock bar, whatever the hell it was, with interesting music, but definitely not warranting an award.
Nah. There's a couple of notable pop songs from the 50s or whatever, but nothing crazy. Obviously based on Agatha Christie, and this story was one of her favorite stories, so that's an interesting.
One of her personal favorites.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to nutshell the basics, or I was thinking of just reading, instead of us nutshelling, just to read the synopsis that's on the Metacritic site, so we don't have to think about it and then just get on to the plot. I don't know.
Let's do that. That might simplify things.
Yeah, it'll simplify things. So there's suspicious circumstances surrounding the death of a wealthy patriarch, and it's investigated by spy turned private detective Charles Hayward, played by Max Irons, who is lured by his former lover to catch her grandfather's murderer before Scotland Yard exposes dark family secrets on the sprawling estate amidst a poisonous atmosphere of bitterness, resentment, and jealousy in a truly crooked house. Hayward encounters 3 generations of the dynasty, including a theatre actress, Gillian Anderson, the old man's widow, 50 years his junior, Christina Hendricks, and the family matriarch, Lady Edith de Havilland, Glenn Close.
Yeah. That sums it up reasonably well.
Better than we would.
Yeah, that's it. And join us next week.
Let's read every page of Metacritic's reviews, and that's the review.
Yeah, so, it had a reasonably good cast. Not mentioned in the synopsis is Mr. Terence Stamp, which I always like to mention.
You do.
An actor I quite like his on-stage presence.
Yeah, but I was looking through his...
underutilized here.
Oh, yeah. But I was looking through his back catalogue, and it's like, yeah, we know his name and we know things, but like, can you name any of his big characters he played?
Zod. Carlos
Zod.
Odd.
What's that?
Uh,
Where's that from?
Superman 2.
Oh.
Oh my God! Come on,
Now I remember.
kneel before Zod, Colin.
Oh yeah, that's when is he weakened by the kryptonite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's rookie mistake there.
He
Zod.
also played Chancellor Vabrun in Phantom Menace.
He did indeed, and he was he was fabulous in what was that Australian movie? Oh dang!
Neighbours, the movie.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went through. I was like, okay, yeah, I know, but like, he hasn't really ever got that massive role where it's like, oh yeah, I remember him there. He's amazing.
Which is a shame because I think he's got the it's my opinion. He's got the presence and the gravitas to carry stuff off, but he's never really landed anything.
He's got the chops.
He has the chops, just hasn't got the agent.
My problem with this movie was that I felt that the acting and the characters were very blah, very cardboard. I thought Max Irons playing Charles Hayward was terrible. He was
forgettable, absolutely forgettable.
So forgettable. He's like watching
Stephanie Martini playing Sophia, the love interest of Max Irons, and the lady who drags him into it. Again, forgettable.
Yeah.
She was okay. Glenn Close was reasonably interesting, but again, formulaic.
Yeah. She reminded me of Mrs. Trunchbull in Matilda. Like she was
not as vicious.
No, not the original one, the newest one, where what do you call her? The English actress plays Mrs. Trunchbull, Emma Thompson.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, she looks. Oh, your kids would love it. She looks exactly like her, and when she's stomping around shooting at the moles, she looks exactly
I did like that.
Mrs. Trunchbull. Yeah,
I get that. No. She was a big lady.
Yeah, I was so bored during this movie.
Again, like the runtime 155, like that.
Yeah.
For an Agatha Christie movie, that's silly.
But I must say, come on, Max Irons must have somehow used somebody he knows to get this lead role.
Daddy Poos?
Daddy.
Yeah, he's not his daddy. Maybe it was just a bad script, or maybe it was a bad screenplay, or maybe he sucks. I'm not sure which one it is.
He's just so like he's a pretty boy, right? But he's not amazingly pretty to make you go, oh, let's see the next thing he's in. He didn't have any sort of characteristics that enchanted me, or
he was on screen. He was the weakest.
Yeah,
and that's an unfortunate. Yeah, because he is the main. Second worst, in my opinion, was the love interest. Because again, I don't care. Like she doesn't make it. I actually thought the young girl was reasonably good.
Yeah.
I like Christina Hendricks whenever she's in stuff.
And she was weird too. The role she played. Yeah. Like Gillian Anderson from the X-Files. I love her, but she had two
good lines in it. And I think the only good line or the good piece that I can remember from her was when she was hungover at a dinner table for breakfast, and then she walked out after 2 lines of actually acting for a change. The rest of it felt phoned in. Yeah,
it was just wooden and low energy, and nothing was. And the fact that it was set in the 50s, whatever, everything was very dull and dusty, and it was just, there was nothing in it to entertain me for the nearly 2 hours, and the script wasn't exciting, and the plot had twists and turns near the end, but you knew what was going to happen. It was like, yeah, they're not the killers. Just hurry up with the exposition of who the bloody killers are.
Yeah. And, you know, spoiler alert, the killer in it is exposed pretty much straight from the start because of her psychopathic tendencies from the very beginning.
And her sentence. The killer is the person you least expect.
Oh, that's you, isn't it?
Movie over, 10 minutes in.
Thank God that's done.
Yeah. All right, we start the movie off. There's like this typical sort of Agatha Christie intro where it's a close-up of like a syringe being injected into the main character. Obviously, it's a woman doing it as well. So you're going, oh, okay, so it's obviously not going to be a woman that did it. It's going to be accidentally killed by something, whatever. And then we get introduced to the investigator.
Actually, the method of killing was very similarly copied recently in Knives Out. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh, really? Yeah, I did watch it, but I couldn't remember. It was eye drops.
Yeah, so his insulin was the victim's insulin was changed out for something else in that as well, and it was the nurse who poisoned him, and she then inherits all the money.
Oh, well, like Knives Out is totally an homage to Agatha Christie type things.
Quite frankly, it's a way better job than this movie. But
yeah, I didn't like Knives Out. I didn't mind Glass Onion though. I thought that was okay.
The
second one, right?
Had some good actors in that as well.
Yeah, I just don't like Rian Johnson. I think he's a dick.
Don't know him personally.
Well, he fucked up Star Wars, so that's why he's a dick.
Oh, which Star Wars did he do?
He did the second one of the final trilogy.
Oh.
It was terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Whatever one that was, the last fucking Return of the Jedi, whatever the hell it was called.
The Return of the
Last Jedi
movie. I've now forgotten it was so bad.
Yeah, it was terrible. Anyway, so we see Mr. Hayward. He's in a cinema for some reason, and it brings up the death of this Leonidas, Mr. Leonidas. And his granddaughter comes and sees him in his little private eye, generic, standard office that we've seen in dozens and hundreds of movies. And she's like, I think the killer's still in the house. And so we get
it's kind of like a film noir, like the setup with the secretary going, "Oh, we really need a case."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, but I don't want this case."
Yeah, of course, he does the whole trope where he first denies it, and then he goes to Scotland Yard to Mr. Terence Stamp and says, what does he say? He kind of goes, I don't know what he does, actually. No, he doesn't. He doesn't go then. He doesn't go then. He goes to... Oh, yeah, he does, actually.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. And then they go,
Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard. And then he goes...
Your daddy wouldn't be proud of you being in a private dick. You should come and work for us.
Yeah. So then it's known that the eye drop murder. They got killed with glaucoma. Yeah. So that's so he goes, yeah, I'll take it. Then I'm gonna take it. It's too interesting for me to take it. And
Terence Stamp obvious that he's going to take it anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a movie. Terence Stamp is going, all right, you do your shit there before we get there.
You got 2 days, and then I unleash the hounds.
Yeah, which is totally unreal.
That really is unprofessional, Mr. Stamp.
Yeah. So he heads there and he drives up and he meets very quickly the close sister, the sister of the late wife, Lady Edith, played by Glenn Close. And yeah, she's probably the best.
Shotgun for moles, baby.
Shotgunning for moles. It's a good name of an indie album or band. Shotgunning for moles.
I would have watched an entire movie of her just running around shooting at things with a shotgun. That would have been a much better movie.
Whack-a-mole with Glenn Close. Volume 1. So yeah, then we meet the younger girl, Josephine, and she's in the distance giving shit to her nanny, basically going, "Oh, you're a mean little girl, aren't you? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink."
Yeah, that's nothing to do with the killer at all. Don't worry about it. She's just being a psychopath on the second scene of the, suspects.
Yeah. So, there's an exposition that obviously Mr. Hayward, Charles, and Stephanie met in Egypt. We know we've seen that before, and then Sophia says we are a ruthless family.
I don't see. Even with that, I didn't really get that from the family.
No, they're a bunch of arseholes, but
Yeah, not ruthless murderers. Like maybe the granddad was.
Yeah, but they're a bunch of losers as well. The 2 sons, one is a failed writer of a book, and the other one's a failed business owner. They're idiots.
Psychopaths, not, but I didn't get that. What she said about her family didn't hold true.
No.
They were not ruthless in different ways. They were just mostly pathetic and sad in many ways.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So he has a little conversation with Josephine, the young granddaughter of the dead dude, and that's when she says, "Oh, the killer will be the least you expect. And he's going, oh, you know stuff around here, don't you? And she goes, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we meet Magda, which is the daughter, played by Gillian Anderson, black wig, trope, posh, overly posh,
drunk all the time,
accent. Yeah, not still again very 2D, not enough meat on the bone for Gillian Anderson for that to chomp into.
Yeah, at this point, there's been zero nuance to any of the characters.
Yeah, I mean, we basically go through the next 10 minutes meeting all the characters, and you're going, okay, who's this? Who's that? Who's this? So then Sophia's dad, whatever his name is, Philip, I think. Yeah, he's not happy. He's like, blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
I should have been the owner of the company, not that turnip Roger.
Yeah, he hates his younger brother, but then he's a loser too because he's a failed playwright or whatever.
I can't remember what type of books he writes, but he was writing, I don't know, something crappy, unread scientific journals or some such rubbish.
Yeah, he's a loser.
Yes.
So then we go into this beautiful white room and we meet Claire and Roger. Claire says, yeah, I do toxicology, so I'm a prime suspect for poisoning my father-in-law. Okay, good to know.
Clemency Leonidas, and she was played by Amanda Abington, who plays Dr. Watson's wife in Sherlock.
Oh.
Which is a little bit of a detective link there.
Oh, yeah, good link there. Well, then I didn't actually go down that far on the actor list. I got down as far as Gillian Anderson saying, all right, that's enough. The rest of them, I don't really care. Roger comes in and he's just full-on aggro dude. He hates Brenda. Yeah, he hates Brenda. She killed him.
Yeah. So then, and mostly, I think the Roger does protest too much is the problem here. Like, he later on we find out. I'm going to expose a fact from later on. He fancied the pants off of Brenda, which was awkward.
Charles, our amazing sleuth, when he rushes out of the room, angry Roger, he goes, he's a sharp temper, doesn't he? Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Nice.
Yeah, well done, me. Yeah, so Mr. Brown, the tutor, then is introduced, or we know that he exists. He's writing his memoir, the dead dude's memoirs, and then we meet Mrs. Leonidas, Brenda, played by Mad Men's Christina Hendricks. I never watched Mad Men, but my wife knew who she was.
Yeah, I was informed by my missus while watching it also that she's again very good in Mad Men. Again, I have not seen Mad Men.
Why have we not seen it and our wives have? What Mad Men's all about chauvinistic businessmen in the 50s.
Maybe it describes us too closely.
Yeah.
Us businessmen.
It's too predictable for us to watch it. Anyway, she met up with Mr. Leonidas in Las Vegas as she was a dancer. So, that's pretty much that.
A bit of a backstory to that.
Then it goes, and
then we go into the spy bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, okay, it goes Cairo 12 months ago, and I go, Jesus Christ, we're not going to be popping back to Cairo. But it pops back to Cairo once, and it doesn't really, it tries to do a bit of exposition on, Charles and Sophia's relationship.
There's one of the big problems of this movie. That word, exposition. Like, I understand that movies need exposition, quite a bit, but this movie is nothing but. It's just explain this bit, explain this bit, explain this bit, explain this bit. And then at the end, none of it matters because it all pivots on a notebook. Like, God damn it.
Yeah, like none of these people care. Like, they don't really matter, and it's like a red herring bait, pretty much. And it's like
the entire movie is a red herring. And you know what? This type of movies, that's important, but at some point, stop adding red herrings. Just deal with the main story at some point.
Yeah, so this is obviously this flashes back to Cairo where, he's working for the Secret Service or whatever. I don't know what the hell he's working for, some bloody something secret agent. Anyway, this dude says, yeah, Sophia de Havilland, her real name is Leonidas. That's your way in. So I was like, I don't know why he needs a way in, and needs to find out about him. They will later find out that Mr. Leonidas is big in with the CIA or whatever.
He's an anti-commie chap.
Yeah, aren't we all? Anyway, we flash back to present. We never go back to Cairo after that, so if you can forget about us even saying about that, talking about that.
It's irrelevant to the story.
Yeah, so Charles is in old man Leonidas' office, and the tutor comes in, rushes into the safe, and he's clicking away, and he's don't know what he's doing. He's looking for the memoirs, isn't he?
He's looking for the memoirs, yeah. They're gone. Oh my God.
Yeah. Then we have the Glenn Close shooting moles scene. Very nice. Smashing holes into the...
Even better than the first mole killing scene.
Yeah. So then obviously we have the exposition again of that the tutor Lawrence is having an affair with Brenda, the wife of Mrs. Leonidas. Another convoluted sort of story loop that doesn't really make any difference to the whole thing.
I think that was another of the herrings to... Well, this one was far too obvious, sleeping with the young trophy wife type thing.
Oh, yeah. It's never going to be that easy with Miss Christie. And we have an introduction of this is probably 40 minutes into the movie, and we get introduced to this other grandson, this playing stupid guitar. Yeah, so we have a montage of just characters in the home doing nothing scenes, and we have the background of this stupid character grandson.
Did you see the bust he had on a chair in front of him as he was playing the guitar? Had a it was an SS uniform hat.
Oh yeah,
which was a bit interesting.
Yeah, a lot of the actually there was one. Isn't it the Remains of the Day? The movie with Anthony Hopkins. He's a butler in the mansion, pretty much like this office or this mansion in this movie.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's not that good, but it was Oscars abound. I think Christopher Reeve is in it, Superman. That's you just mentioned Superman earlier. There you go. We're going in full circle here. But the owner of that house is big into the Nazis and big into the fascists, so it could be a nod to that. It could be like a lot of rich people.
So rich people are Nazis is what we're getting at here.
Yeah. I think in the run up to the World War II, or maybe even after it, there were still sort of people, fascists like fascists.
They do.
Anti-communists usually. Anyway, that was stupid. The guitar thing, musical interlude. Charles and Sophia go dancing.
Yeah. The music is interesting in these couple of scenes. Actually, pretty decent, but. As to the awards you mentioned earlier, I don't get it.
Yeah. We get into the whole point. Oh, the will has no signature on it. Now Brenda gets everything. Yay.
Clearly she's guilty.
Yeah. End of discussion.
Stop the movie.
Yeah. So Charles goes snooping in this the business that they have. Can't remember the name of the business. It's Standard Catering or System Catering. Yeah, it's going under. So it's exposed that Mr. Leonidas gave a $2 million check to his son.
Associated Catering is going under.
There you go. Yeah, his wife Roger's wife Claire told him to rip it up.
Yeah, that's a stupid thing to do. Take the money.
Yeah,
take the check, cash it, spend it on cheese. I don't know.
Yeah. So then Charles has a meeting with a CIA dude in a phone box. He's calling him. He's in the side-by-side phone box.
That's fucking stupid. and especially when you consider the next scene when there's a guy been tailing Charles for a while. Yeah. So the two lads start chatting about the tail. So one of them jumps in. Oh, the CIA guy goes up the front and knocks on the window. And Charles jumps in the back and starts strangling him. But if you're trying to be, not very... You've been trying to be discreet. And then you're strangling somebody in a car 5 minutes later. That's not discreet. So what was the point of the phone box?
Yeah, I never thought about that. But my point is, why is Scotland Yard tailing him? Because they go to Scotland Yard then, and Terence Stamp doesn't really say why he tailed him. Really?
Oh, he did. He said, trying to keep you safe because these guys are dangerous, I think was the point. And also, he doesn't trust his Leonidas's affiliation with the CIA and the whole communist thing going on.
Leonidas was a character in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
And he was also a Greek king.
That's who it is.
Sparta.
That's who it is in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's him. That's
the. Was it? Okay. Yeah. This is Sparta.
Yeah, that's the one.
That chap. Yeah.
I wrote down next cripple.
Cripple? Just randomly.
I wrote down crippled grandson equals annoying.
Oh yes, we're back.
I don't know what he did. I can't remember.
Eustace, is it?
I don't even know his name.
Yeah, Eustace.
He was a nothing character. Useless is his name.
Useless. He said, "Oh yeah, I don't really mind my grandfather being dead. It's one less capitalist."
Oh yeah. That was his time when he was talking to. Yeah.
Then he also said, "It wasn't Brenda. She's not smart enough."
Oh yeah, he says that too. Yeah, well done.
He's not wrong.
Am I wrong? Sophia burns the memoirs. Don't know why.
In a bonfire because, again, discreet.
Yeah.
Like 25 fireplaces in the building. No, I light a massive signal fire so I can burn 5 sheets of paper. Well done, love.
That's a good point. 25 fireplaces. Anyway, we have this trope dinner scene where all the families are around the table. I don't know why they're all around the table having dinner and they all just go off from one another. I didn't really take notes in that one because I just found it annoying. And
I wrote down dinner misery.
Dinner misery for everybody.
Yeah. I did like that Useless did ask an interesting question at the dinner table. That was, did you screw my sister in Cairo?
Oh, yeah.
And if so, doesn't that make you potentially complicit with a potential killer of my granddad?
True. That's again Useless saying that.
It was actually the one meaningful sentence in the whole dinner.
Yeah.
Don't be screwing witnesses / suspects. That's not very professional, buddy.
No. And it's also this is when Philip and Magda get blindsided by finding out that Daddy didn't even read the script.
Yeah, you got Mr. Brown to read it, and Mr. Brown went, it's not actually that bad. And then he tossed the coin, and it was negative for them, and then he was like, nah, you're not getting it. Meh.
Yeah.
So Granddaddy / Daddy was an absolute a-hole.
Yeah, so it was a big brother v brother fight then, and
yeah.
Sophia fires Charles for what does he fire her for? Does she fire him for? I don't even know. I know. I remember now. He was comforting Brenda, holding her hands, going, "Don't let them get to you." Yeah, comforting.
Dirty fecker.
He was. Well, I don't know.
He was innocent in it. Yeah, but it was.
I couldn't read.
Kind of a stupid scene.
I couldn't read his blank face.
Yeah, was he coming on to her, or was he having a stroke? I don't know.
We never will know. Anyway, he decides to pop up to the tree hut just to have a look at newspapers or something.
Oh yeah, a bit of peeping Tom through the telescope.
Through the telescope, doesn't even see anything.
No.
Yeah, and the dogs are set on him, and that's fine. Whatever.
Eustace sets the dogs on him because he's an a-hole.
Anyway, a new will is found by the lawyer, and Sophia is now the beneficiary. Fuck me.
Why not, hey?
Yeah. Then the little girl is attempted to be murdered, and she
falls out of the same treehouse that our plucky detective was hanging out the night before.
Yeah. Remind me of Game of Thrones scene this first season, but
doesn't snap the old spine.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. So Sophie is first on scene, so there's a bit of suspicion on her too at that point, but whatever. A young brother and wife tries to go off to Barbados, but no, you can't do that. You can't go. It's a crime scene.
Active crime scene, MF.
I wrote down at this point, everybody has about as much screen presence and charisma as a damp onion.
Certainly not a glass onion.
No. So, of course, Charles is still snooping around, finds shears in the classroom drain. Scotland Yard's taking over, yo. Get the hell out of here.
Then he decides to try and save his ass on the case and goes up into a parapet or a turret, or whatever the hell you want to call it, and finds some notes, love notes between Miss Brown and Mrs. Leonidas or Leonidas or whatever the hell the pronunciation is in this.
Pretty much,
it implicates her pretty badly. So in the paddy wagon.
It has to be said he had seen Josephine, the little girl, up there like a couple of nights before, so he knew
at this point it's super obvious. Yeah, there's no point doing spoilers on it. She did it, and it was so obvious at this point. It was ridiculous.
The young granddaughter did it. So Brenda's off to the nick with the tutor in the back of the paddy wagon. Josephine's journal is gone. Edith has 2 months to live. Like, why? What the hell is all these things coming up for? Like all these big drama moments coming up in the last 15 minutes of the movie. I was like, get the hell on with it. Then Josephine dances around the bloody house like there's a ballet nightclub going on. All these lights.
The one thing she misses at the end of her ballet dance is flipping the bird at the granddad's big portrait. She doesn't do it. She just looks at it.
She looks at it, yeah. So the next morning, Nanny is dead from the cocoa that she always tries to give to Josephine. Charles is so angry with Josephine. He's just like shaking her, going, "Tell me the truth. You know everything, don't you?" And she's going, "Yes, I do know everything." So then Edith goes, "Josephine, let me take you to get some ice cream." "Oh, yes, Auntie Edith, yes." So off they drive. I'm like going, "Okay, you can't leave the grounds. The police aren't going to let you." "Oh, I'm sorry. The police person told me to take Josephine outside." "Okay, let her through.
This is Detective Glover.
Well done.
Turnip. But
Turnip.
Nobody, not even a completely turnip plod. And listen, this is a guy in charge of or involved in a murder investigation from Scotland Yard. You expect some form of ability.
He's a dope.
Couldn't even follow a basic order.
I love this stupid scene where the doctor is just hunkered over the nanny's body and goes, it's probably cyanide. After touching,
I did notice that.
He touches her. Yeah,
she's dead. Must be cyanide.
Yeah, he touches her coat. Like, she has a coat on. He touches her. And he's going, my best guess would be cyanide. And Charles is going, okay. Rushes out to the yard and finds some cyanide things.
Moles.
It's
maybe not.
It's Edith.
Loose. Yeah.
But then
it does try to lead you towards the idea that it's Edith.
True. They try in vain, but then for some reason he starts drilling around in the barrel of lime and finds Josephine's journal, and Josephine, of course, admits to all the murders.
Why did he
in the building
digging around in the barrel of lime?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought, what the hell are you
doing? What gives that away to him?
Yeah, I don't know.
Barrel of lime. Might be a notebook in there. I think I'll start digging.
Yeah, off he goes digging with a trowel. Yeah, it was interesting. I don't know why I didn't. I was very bored at this stage. It was like, get on with it, finish it.
If you see a barrel of lime, it's obviously got a clue in it. Dig around.
Yeah. If you're ever in any point and click mystery game, always click on the barrel of lime. Anyway, Josephine did it. They're driving after Edith, then and she's reading out Sophia's reading out all of Josephine's journal, and Josephine's voice is voiced over. It's kind of confusing and hard to read.
I was really bored, so I killed my granddad.
Yes.
That was pretty much it. That was the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, she was a psychopath. I'm guessing the book probably goes into more of her psychopathy. Psychopathy. Yeah. So anyway, Edith was like going, I don't know why. Like, she obviously didn't want. Why did she? So did she?
Well, she left a confession to say that she'd killed Granddad, and I think her plan was then to save the family name by. Well, I think she was going to do it anyway. I think she was handing in the confession anyway to save Brenda and Mr. Brown, because she felt a bit bad for them, and she only had a couple of months to live, so she's like, "Feck it, I'll take it on the nose."
Yeah, but why?
Then she copped who did it, and then she's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, why did she kill the young girl? She could have just drove off the cliff, and then. Oh well, no, they had her journal. I guess
they had her journal, so she was going to get caught Also, she was a psychopath going around killing people. She was like, fuck it, I'll kill her on the way out.
Yeah, so she pretty much Thelma and Louised it off a cliff.
I was specifically told not to use that phrase. It doesn't suit. It's only a murder suicide, not a suicide by my wife. But I think Thelma and Louise that fits exactly.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Half Thelma, not Louise,
or Louise to not Thelma.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what that is, she drives her niece. No, or not even related to her, actually.
Barely, or
no, not even related. Not even related.
She liked her.
Yeah. Josephine liked Edith. I don't know if Edith liked Josephine. Anyway, that was the end.
Thank Crunchy. Not the worst movie I've ever seen, but as you said, a bit cardboard.
Yes, cardboard box movie. I gave the plot 2 out of 5. What did you give it?
I give it 2.5 just for making me think for a second. Wait a second, maybe she didn't do it. At 2.5, and I am being generous there, I guess. But
yeah, we've gone through all the acting at the start, just out of whack, and that's fine. That's good the way we do it. Obviously, Glenn Close has Fatal Attraction in her back pocket, and that's pretty much it. Nobody else is really. Well, Julian Sands, who played Philip, he was in Room with a View back in the day.
Was a decent actor. He wasn't in this.
No.
Glenn was decent. Terrence was on the screen for about 15 seconds. Gillian was disappointing.
Yeah. I was disappointed. I think Max Irons, he's constantly doing TV stuff now because I don't think he'll get a movie ever again. He basically is the star.
He has no range.
He's supposed to be the star of the show, but he's pretty cardboard, wooden, and a disgrace to his father.
Yeah. Well, compare this to a movie with Hercule Poirot, one of the, Peter Ustinov say.
Yeah.
He is so not Peter Ustinov.
No, you need
such a world and different. You need somebody with punch. Peter Ustinov was a fantastic screen presence. This chap, he just couldn't carry his socks. He's crap.
Hey, it's hard to carry socks.
It is.
He totally annoyed me, so I gave acting 1 out of 5, and that 1 is for Glenn Close.
I give it 1.75 because I liked Close. I thought Christina Hendricks, 15 seconds, she was good. Gillian,
disappointing.
Yeah. God damn it. So I really like Gillian Anderson, but
why not?
And I really wanted to see something from her,
Yeah,
but not today.
Rewatch the X-Files because that's the best you'll get.
Yeah.
Well, she does play Maggie Thatcher in The Crown, right?
She does. I haven't watched The Crown because I can't be bothered.
You don't like royalty?
No, I just don't care.
Yeah. Sound Bracket's track, I didn't register it. I gave it 1.5 because I'm guessing there was some songs in there, and that was fine.
Yeah, I give it 2. There was brief moments of decent music, but outside of that, it was kind of unnoticeable.
Yeah. Production, I gave it average. I gave 2.5 because I think, a lot of the scenes were shot very nice.
Drama, yeah.
Yeah, it was very nice scenery. I think the props and the backdrops and the setting and the scenery were quite nice. The camera angles, cinematography was quite good as well. There was a couple of decent
angles. Any digital watches.
No digital watch. Yeah. No Starbucks coffees on the table. Yeah. So.
Actually, just to harken back to the movie before, it's because of you, I listen out now for footsteps. And there was one particular scene in this where the footsteps were a bit loud.
Oh, no.
It annoyed me because of you.
No, I'm just spreading the word of stupid false footsteps. It shouldn't be a problem with 2010 movies and onwards. It's usually the older movies, 80s, maybe 90s, but usually
where they
60s,
have to inject
50s.
in the footsteps.
Yeah, because they don't actually have that much sound, probably because of the boom mics or whatever.
Like that.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. What did you give production?
I give it 2.5 as well. Middle of the road. Didn't blow me away, but there certainly was no problems with it. Decent scenes, decent cinematography.
Yeah. Cool. Vikram Murthy at RogerEbert.com gave it 38 out of 100. The actors never once seem engaged with the material beyond the surface. Thus, Crooked House feels as lifeless as the corpse at its center.
I actually get what he's saying. I think he's a bit harsh, but still, yeah, the actors don't engage.
No. Katie Walsh in the Los Angeles Times gave it 90 out of 100. The twists and turns of the story keep you on your toes until the very end, never giving anything away. The verbal blows drop as fast as the bodies. There's only 2 bodies. And if British aristocrats fighting over money beautifully is your thing, Crooked House will more than satisfy. It will thrill.
No.
No.
Like okay, there's a bunch of so-called twists, but at times they feel a bit ham-fisted. Possibly because of what the Ebert person said and the lack of engagement from the actors and the lack of me caring about the characters they're portraying.
Yeah, there's no joy. I don't feel any joy from the performances. Like, I know the dialogue and this plot is not joyful, but you need to bring joyful to your acting. And
you need strong conflict in a movie like this.
Yeah.
And there isn't believable conflict between the characters.
No, and I guess they're always on a losing path anyway after we watched The Big Lebowski before this one. So.
Yeah, that it is hard. It's a tough one to follow, really, it is.
Yeah.
But it's a completely different type of movie. So if it was good, like if it was a Glass Onion or better, then yeah, you can enjoy it. But this felt weak. And I think the ratings we give are actually not impaired by our previous amazing movie. I think it is genuinely a weakish movie.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's kill the Crooked House with cyanide and leave Mole. All right, so remember 10 years ago when we randomly picked a movie and we found out that actually it wasn't available yet.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what episode it was, 20 something probably. Anyway, we promised that we'd come back to it when it actually was released.
This is our Korean movie, wasn't it?
Yes, it's a Korean movie. And I was watching Graham Norton there the other night and the main actress was on it. And I was like, oh. And they showed a trailer of it. It was like, oh, that's that movie. All right. And I would never have remembered it if it wasn't for Graham Norton.
Thanks, Graham.
Thanks a lot, Graham. So, it's got very, very good reviews. It's got 94 universal acclaim, a Metascore, and user score of 8.2. Summary probably will more likely attract our wives to it rather than us, but it's an A24 movie, your old friends.
I do like A24.
Nora and Hae Sung, 2 deeply connected childhood friends, are wrest apart after Nora's family emigrates from South Korea. 2 decades later, they are reunited in New York for one fateful week as they confront notions of destiny and love and the choices that make a life.
Blech.
Yeah. It's
a talkie, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a talkie. In Korean as well, mostly.
Oh, good. Yeah. It's a reedy.
It's a reedy, yeah. 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Okay.
PG-13.
Could be interesting.
Yeah, you never know. Somebody said something on the Graham Norton show saying they were ripped apart by it or something, or they were left shattered by it or something. So hopefully something weird happens during that. Would be good.
Oh, maybe it's a bit of a what was that? Not Spotless Mind, Requiem for a Dream style thing, because that ripped me apart.
I don't think it's going to be like that.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah. No. All right, so that's episode 33 done and dusted, and we will see you on the next episode 34, Wet Past Lives. Please keep on sharing, reviewing, telling people, random strangers on the street, going up to them and just going 15K plus.
Google it now.
And then walking on, mumbling to yourself as you eat a bucket of fish heads.
Shouting about moles.
Moles. Mole, 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 mole. Austin Powers. Anyway, so There's only two people I hate in the world. So.
The Dutch.
People who are intolerant of other people's cultures. All right, we're done. Episode 33 in the can. We'll see you next time for episode 34. Bye-bye.
Cheerio.